Welcome to episode number
53.
53
Hector.
of the Optic podcast. Your usual guests, Jack, Courage, JD, Dunlop. You guys don't know this. You guys don't.
You only introduced me.
You guys don't know this, but Jack's parents are massively wealthy because they invented the tire Dunlop tires.
Yeah.
We have Hitch, and we have Ashley, whose parents invented
True, right?
the Post-it notes.
Listen, if my parents started the Dunlop tire, golf ball, and tennis ball company, I wouldn't be sitting on this couch right now. I would be in one of those front offices. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
You'd be in one of these front offices?
I would have been I would have bought Optic.
Oh, you would have been the investor.
You would have been the investor.
Bang! Can we cut that?
No, we got to do the PewDiePie.
Add the lasers.
Gloria Borga. Anyway, Hector, you guys know me. We're talking about Black Ops 4 and the reveal that just happened and how hype everyone. I mean, I for one was yet again super. It's like that. It's like that girlfriend or boyfriend that keeps on going back to that relationship. You know, like Ash. So I think we all are. We all get super. It's like I'm gonna change. This is the year that I change, and we get in there, changing weapons before tournaments.
Yeah.
Maps. I don't know what to say about this game because I haven't
you don't
played it.
play it.
Listen, you know that we've all seen the graphic, the COD cycle each year.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are in the peak of that COD cycle right now. I know it's the peak of that COD cycle right now, but you better believe I'm still on my hype train, and I've done that
Well,
since.
it's a little different for you because Black Ops 3 was your shit, and Black Ops 4 looks like a copy and paste of Black Ops 3, just they took out.
Thank you, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
I don't think that's true, bro.
What?
Think of the layers, man. You gotta stab yourself to heal. You have extra 50 points of health. You have the same specialist.
Okay, we should talk that in that segment. But as far as like the visual goes, it is.
Oh yeah,
exact-
it looks just like it.
The visual looks
Exactly.
exactly
But,
like it.
game-
But
Thank you,
play.
by the way.
Yeah.
We should say that because when we say it looks exactly, when people say it's an exact replica, people say that it's like, oh, they didn't try. Like, thank you for leaving it the same. Like, don't change.
Yeah. That's a good thing, in my opinion.
I feel
There's
like,
a reason why they're still releasing DLC for Black Ops 3 in its third year, which has never been done in a COD before. And it's because a very large amount of people still sign on and play that game as their main COD every day. Never left that game because of how much stuff there is in it. Like, never before in history did they release DLCs for a COD in its second year, but then in Infinite Warfare, they released stuff for Black Ops 3. And that just set the tone for that game. Like, they're still not done releasing stuff for that.
I wonder if and I don't think they'll ever make this public, or is it public, Jack, where you can see the amount of people that are playing a specific game versus every other game.
So it used to be more public stuff, but I think that one thing that, especially, I think this is something that Activision learned from Blizzard, and I think more games have now taken in, is like keeping numbers private gives you the power to portray them in certain ways to make you look better. Like, you'll never see
lie.
Not lie, but you'll never see Blizzard say how many concurrent players they have in their games. They used to be much more public about how often they announced how many people were subscribed to World of Warcraft. That's become much more rare now. Like, it used to be like a thing where you could go and do one Google search and be, oh, last month there was 10 million subscribers. That's all. The days of that are gone. And I think the same thing is there for COD. I mean, remember in the old days, you'd sign on in Halo 3, there was the map that showed how many people are online. Now, if you go and you don't see a high number, it plays into your head of like, am I playing the right game?
Yeah, that's true. Like, even if you go back to old Call of Duties, because I don't know if new Call of Duties don't have like how many people are playing anymore, do they?
What was the last one that had the?
I feel like Black Ops 2, because I don't think, I think Ghost was the first one where it was like, oh, they don't even want to show how many people are playing this.
They were like, sheesh.
Yeah.
That was in there, and then they saw pre-sale numbers. Like, let's cut that part out. Seriously, what they pulled, but they. The only way that now you can see the most popular games or something like that is if you go to like the PlayStation dashboard. It shows like which games have the most people signed on.
Oh, really?
And like people have taken like screenshots of like Black Ops 3 being number 2, even like a month after IW's release, like being above.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense.
My indicator has always been Twitch. You know,
Same.
if there's people watching, there's people playing.
Right.
And Call of Duty hasn't been anywhere near the top in how long?
But I mean, I will say this: Black Ops 3 was a top 10 to 15 game consistently on there.
So
It was.
so it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absolutely up there. Like, I mean, you could tell by, you would have primes going on with S&D stars with 4,000 viewers, like 5,000 viewers.
And that's why I think like people keep saying the word dead, and I don't understand, because it's like there have been so many consistently awful CODs.
Yes. I literally said that in her vlog.
Consistent, like Ghost was like, oh wow, this game's bad, especially after the amazing year we had just had. Then AW comes out and it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then Black Ops 3 is just like eases the burning for
Yeah.
a year, and then we go to the worst one. And then we come back to boots on the ground. Like I hope I'm not roasting anybody right
No,
now, but it's just obvious.
Constructive criticism.
Well, I think like
For the last 10
Everything
years.
sucks.
I feel like IW, and I hate to say it, but it really hurt. The timing that it came out really hurt, like, Call of
Yeah.
Duty. Like, if IW came out before Black Ops 3, I think it would have been a more successful game. Maybe not, like, the most, because it followed AW, but...
Here's a
Yeah.
question. What if Infinity War?
Yeah.
Infinite War?
Infinity War.
Infinity Warfare.
so many IW, like...
Let's say
We're talking
Infinity...
about the
What are you
Avengers
talking
movie
about?
Talking
or
about the
game?
Avengers?
Infinite Warfare was the game.
Let's say
Infinity War
Thanos
was the movie.
had a
And-
FAMAS.
Infinity War
Was the
was the
Avengers.
movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Infinite Warfare was the game, and
Infinity-
Infinity Ward
like Ward,
is the
like mental,
developer.
the developer.
Just so everyone knows, I know this.
Is there no other
Okay.
adjectives?
What's going on?
Long-lasting war.
Okay, anyway. If Infinity War...
No, stop. Come on, Hank.
just said you knew.
Anyway, what if
Infinite
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare Remaster
Okay.
wasn't co-released with
Oh,
Infinite
bro.
Warfare?
That-
What do you think would have what would have been the damage, or what would have been the success of it?
I have my opinions, but I want Jack to answer because he's an avid MWR hater.
Yeah.
Dude,
A
what?
huge hater of MW. He hates it.
I loved it.
That's where the Courage Quitters came from.
Yeah.
Courage
Quitter,
quit.
yeah.
Anyway,
Handle
go on,
the
go on, go on.
5v5 Pro
M16,
mod on Crash. It was the worst experience of my life.
the 3-story on Crash.
It was just terrible.
M16
I mean, I just don't think.
just wasn't your thing.
Do you think that game that I can't say would have had as bad a year as it did if they didn't have a core release?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Based on the
if I'm thinking in Activision terms, you look at it, and they obviously saw that Infinite Warfare was struggling, and were like, okay, well, how do we make up for Infinite Warfare struggles? Let's add new stuff to MWR.
Like, hey, Raven, what you doing?
Like they added supply drops. They had to make their money somehow. They started to add DLC in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, because weren't supply drops not even in the game at the beginning?
no,
No,
they
no.
were. Or actually,
No, they were
that's a
not.
mistake.
were
They were
at the start
not.
of MWR. No.
Yeah.
And then,
Did you have to buy them?
What?
Yeah,
supply drops?
supply drops.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I spent a lot of money.
Did I buy all those things?
Yeah.
He blacked out.
I blacked out. I had the wrench. I had the bayonet. I had,
Yeah. No, it was
yeah.
the first that and Fortnite of the only times I was just like, oh, damn.
bro, how much?
They get you.
All right, let's not talk about Fortnite. We're talking about Black Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4. Don't,
Yeah, let's get back to Black
don't
Ops 4.
disrespect Vondi like
Now
that.
that we've done our thoughts on everything else, I think we should do first an overall.
Like impressions in
Like,
the
I want
trailer.
to do
the review.
overall impressions, but then multiplayer, quick zombies, and the battle royale.
Battle Royale.
Battle
Let's do
Royale
it.
at the end. Let's go.
I like it.
Because we talked a little bit about the overall impressions, but one of the big ones is obviously how colorful the maps are, which
Yep.
I agree is awesome.
Yes.
We need
Black
that.
Ops 3.
Thank you.
You want it to
I
be
was
flashy.
literally watching it like, wow, that
Again.
looks pretty.
Yeah.
Dang, I would swipe right.
Instead of and then I go back and watch World War II, and people are just like trudging around in the fucking fog, and I'm just like, oh my god,
In the
get
fog?
me out of it. It's just like foggy and just.
Yeah, no.
So
I
why
don't
is there
wanna-
dirt on me
I don't
outside?
wanna
You know
look
what's
at
crazy
it.
is this is the first direct sequel that Treyarch's ever done. Like World of War wasn't really a sequel. Black Ops 1 and 2 had nothing to do with each other. 2 and 3 nothing to do with each other. But 3 and 4,
This is technically a prequel.
I mean, yeah,
It's a
technically
prequel
it appears
to
that
Black
it is.
Ops 3, from what I understand.
Is
This
it really?
This
It
is the
seems like
pre-story
it
because
has-
they don't have jetpacks yet. The
Ooh.
technology, so it takes place between Black Ops
I don't know
2
if
and
it,
Black
like-
Ops 3.
Didn't know that.
I don't know
That's
if
what
it
I
takes
heard.
place
it
because
sucks that-
there's no campaign to
Exactly. Like it
illustrate
sucks that we won't ever see the campaign.
Well, I think the thing is that there was never an Overwatch campaign, but one of the biggest strengths of Overwatch is how they do their storytelling, their cinematics. I would not be surprised if there was more of a view of how Overwatch has done their storytelling in the universe. To now, if you've never watched any of the Overwatch shorts, you need to go watch the animated shorts. They are some of the best things I've ever seen in gaming. Like, if you've ever watched the Hanzo and Genji video, it literally, like, it is so well done. And I would not be surprised if they try to take some of that for Black Ops 4.
Well, it
That would
seems
make
like
sense.
instead of like a storyline, they're kind of like like getting you more involved with each character, each specialist. So like
sure.
in the part of the reveal where he's like, nobody gives a f about you, and it's all about like Ruin or whatever. Like, I think that type of stuff is like in lieu of a campaign, or I don't know. I think
like
no
that
campaign is
cinematic,
smart.
like the cinematic they showed where you saw Ruin, like he was like looking at the camera, and then like the next like frame he was screaming like at the top of his
Yeah.
lungs. Like, just imagine if they do leading up. Let's say the 8 weeks leading up to the release. Each week they release a cinematic of the backstory of the character. Like, I would rather
Yeah.
watch that than play a full campaign.
Well, the thing is,
That's
like,
true.
well, with the specialists in Black Ops 3, they had like those little, I don't know if you ever saw them, but those little cards, and it had like a little sound bite of their little story.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't really, for some of them, it doesn't really make sense that they would have, or maybe they have to follow that same story, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
either way, like, they're definitely gonna, they're developing the character of multiplayer more than ever, it seems like.
What was the last campaign that you, up until when did you stop playing the campaign? Because Crossing the Rhine was the last campaign mode that I ever played.
I play them all, but only
That's
because...
Call of Duty 2, for those who
only-
don't know.
Only for content, I play them.
Yeah, I mean,
Or if the power goes out, or, I mean, the internet goes out.
what's crazy is like I've watched videos of, like the top, like there are videos of like millions of views on YouTube, like top 10 craziest moments from COD campaigns, because people go back and look at
Yeah.
them. I'll be like,
Watch Mojo.
I remember that, yeah, right? Like, I remember that, don't remember that, I didn't play that one, I remember that.
Yeah.
Do I remember that? I do remember that, like, that stuff. I mean, there's been legendary moments, but
So
I,
have you, are you a
I'm not a
campaign
campaign
player?
player, no.
Okay, you're not.
No.
Hitch?
No,
Yeah,
I
really.
haven't, not since Modern Warfare 3.
I can't remember the last one I played.
There's some good ones. The last really good one I played was Call of Duty Ghosts. Like,
Well,
I've
apparently-
played
yeah.
all of them, but Call of
Apparently-
Duty Ghosts had a dope campaign, and I think, like, Treyarch is smart. Like, they saw, I saw, like, some, like, achievement stats that showed, I don't know if these are right, but this is just one cherry-pick stat, like, 9% of people completed the Black Ops 3 campaign. And that's based on, like, the amount of achievements of how many people, like, got through it, right? So you could see why Treyarch would be like, well, maybe, like, let's not. But a company like IW, Infinity Ward, they would be like, I mean, they excel at campaigns. Like, IW was an amazing campaign. It actually, like, was really good. Ghost is amazing. Like, they have a really good shot at doing that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It makes sense for them to focus on it, but for Treyarch, they got zombies. Looks ridiculous. We'll get to that, but, like,
And apparently they're just going crazy on the BR too.
yeah.
Oh, that's been Von's baby. I remember
Yeah.
one of his tweets that he had deleted was like, remember he was like, I saw things on only ones and zeros, yada yada, all that stuff, like binary, and like apparently in one of his tweets he had put out, he said like he went into a room and his idea just got like exposed /
Like,
destroyed,
blasted.
and like I can almost guarantee you they were like, Von, we need to make a BR mode. That's what you are doing. Here is your team of 100 people. Like, because
Yeah.
the way developers ramp up their staff big time for the release of the game,
Right.
and I guarantee you they literally were like, here's part of your core team, and then here's 50 other people to help. Do it, like, just do it.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what's being built. Like, that's why I think he got so excited too. Was like, this is blah. He screamed it.
No,
Like,
yeah. I was
This is Von's baby. Yeah.
before that
I was
moment,
like,
like,
damn.
I was under the impression that Raven was doing it because they did
I
the
was
COD
too,
Battle
yeah.
Royale, like, for China.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was the big rumor, right? But with the leaks that Raven was doing it, which made sense because it's like, what's Raven been doing? So I don't know if they like helped with it or if it is like if it's all in-house Treyarch, like that's crazy. Like Treyarch's just
Yeah,
coming in and
that's-
big D and everybody.
Because what I thought was going to happen, or what got leaked or something, is that there was COD Battle Royale was going to be its own game, and
Yeah.
and then they were going to update it, like consistently, but it was going to be its own game and it was going to be playable.
Like you would
But
need
I
but I
didn't
think-
think it was going to be inside of a Call of Duty.
But I think it's still going to have to be. He and I were
Its
just
own
talking
game?
about outside. It has to be like
think of the engine.
the doc said something about the engine and how it's not going to be able to handle like online multiplayer as the world that we know.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of this
Doc would know too.
this massive online like multiplayer with like 100 people dropping into this massive place over and over and over simultaneously, thousands and thousands of times. Because you got to think about anytime you drop into a map, Think about how many other people, how many other 100 set of people are dropping in over and over again, right? And this is, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get technical, but if you have 1 million games going on at once, that's 100 million people. Am I right? Yes.
Yes.
Dropping in at the same time
That is
into this
crazy.
into this realm where physics is a thing, and all these physics are being ran by this one engine
Yeah.
100
You gotta
million
think-
times.
Yeah, like you got to think about well, first of all, I doubt it's going to be 100 people on the map.
I think it has to be for it to be successful. I mean, I don't know if it will be, but like,
Shit, 100
I feel
people.
like if for it to be like
Maybe
a
you're
BR,
right.
you can't just have like an 18 player like on the biggest map in COD. Like it's got to be a full-fledged thing, and like,
I was thinking like 50. I don't know.
Where
Because
are you
Islands of 9 is 50.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
And is the
And
map
it's
like
really fast.
significantly smaller than
No,
the
it's
other
the
maps,
same
or-
map, but the first zone, it's like a third of the map. So they don't like, it's like
We're
the
already-
first zone, everybody's running.
We're already
already
getting to the BR part, but like, what do you think the zone is in Black Ops? Is it zombies? Is it
Ooh,
fog?
Imagine it's a shit ton of zombies.
Because it says, did you see
All
the
I can know is-
Activision description?
Wow!
dope would
Why
that
didn't I
be?
think of
It
that?
says zombies in the description.
All I know is it's if it was that, that's a lot more pressure on the servers, like to
True.
animate.
Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
AI.
Like, imagine
but
that.
what if it's
Yeah.
not
Dude.
zombies, but what if it's fog with zombie sounds?
Or it's like you're in the zone and you're taking damage, but then
Wow! I just got psyched.
but then zombies start running at you. So like you
What?
take a lower amount of damage, but you need to fight off zombies like as you're running out of the zone or something like that.
That's terrifying.
That would be scary. Imagine
then-
it's like
And then Reznov
it
is
gets like
waiting
dark
for you with
and
a
you're
sniper.
in there, and next thing you know, all you hear is like.
Dude,
And you're like,
you actually did a really
That
good
was really
one,
good,
bro.
bro.
Thank you
Holy
guys. Hey.
shit.
Are you in the game?
Yeah, actually, that's
That
where
was
I've been.
really
Bro,
good.
and then
That's
imagine you're running out, and then boom, extreme conditioning.
Wait, okay, that one was a little question. That sound effect. How do I do? All right. But yeah, so that oh man, there's a lot they can do with it. I think if we go like to the multiplayer side, like as the focus,
Dude.
Multiplayer looks
It could-
good. Like,
it's 5v5 to start. That's the first
Don't
thing.
care.
5v5 now
Love
with
it.
adjusted maps.
Yeah.
what do you guys think about the
What are we talking about?
specialist
5v5
draft?
what?
Pubs are no
Pubs are
longer
5v5.
6v6. They're now 5v5. And in the zones, in the modes that they were all playing there at the event, no one could pick the same specialist as their teamate.
So, like,
it started
specialist
up and it was
draft.
almost like a quick little blind pick, like League of Legends.
Yeah.
Where everyone had to select, and someone had to be
Wow.
medic, and someone had to be that. So it's more of like an
I'm
Overwatch
telling you,
type
I called
feel.
it.
Okay.
If
I
little
called it.
Timmy gets battery before
This
me,
is the year.
I'm hitting
You
him.
think so?
This is the year. I think so.
What do you
It
think?
could
Within
be
the next week and a half, or as we're getting closer to it, there's going to be a call from up above. There's going to call all the teams and be like, just so you guys know, we're going to 5, so make adjustments.
Here's what I think. This is the first COD ever where I looked into pre-purchasing the game on my PC before I purchased it on my console.
Same, like it being on BattleNet.
I
was
signed into
massive.
Battle.net and looked
Chill.
at it, and I
Back
was like
up,
this.
back up,
That's
Jack.
And I was like
massive,
this. I'm ready to click purchase on Battle.net right now.
See,
though. Well,
I don't think I don't think I could play Call of Duty on anything. I played it before.
the first thing
Listen.
I thought about was playing BR on PC and then playing the rest of it on console.
The second that I
Something I
play a
would do
COD
anyway.
in a flowing 240 frames
True.
with actual good support on a great platform like Battle.net, I'm gonna do like this. Why hasn't COD always been like this? Because guess what?
Can I plug in my controller?
Yeah,
of
but
course. You
You're
always
just-
can.
Okay, then
You're
yes.
gonna get
I'll play on
mapped.
PC with my scuff
But the
controller.
issue
Use
is-
code
The
HACKS.
issue more though is that
5%.
again, it's like
You're
that'll
gonna-
be tougher because
you're going to get shit on.
Yeah, you
COD
don't- you
is
don't
a
have
shooting
auto
game
aim.
before anything else.
Yeah.
Fortnite is not a shooting game before a building game. Like that's just the main difference.
Yeah.
So
See, I've always been torn because I understand that PC can make a better game than consoles can,
Yeah.
and I understand that. But to me, the shooters, I guess the big three are like COD, Halo, Gears of War.
Yeah.
I feel like those are always going to be console games because there's so many kids like I was that grow up and they
Yes.
have consoles. Like that's what their parents get them for Christmas. That's what they get for their birthday because the parents are going to get them. Their parents are going to get like a 12-year-old a $2,000 computer so that they can grind Fortnite.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
they're gonna get them the $300, $400 like
exactly.
little
And
console.
so I feel like when when there's so many people out there that they play, like that's why Fortnite blew up, is because so many kids and so many college students, they have
Access to
they have-
free game on their console.
Yeah, they have a console somewhere lying around. That's where they watch their Netflix, and then they're like, oh, well, I guess Fortnite is cool. That's what everybody's playing.
Yeah.
And then it blew up. So that's why I think that COD should always be at least majority of the people should play on console, because that's what it's always been.
I think it will still be console everything for competitive, everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if the game runs smooth on PC, I would rather play the Battle Royale, especially on
Yeah.
PC.
Same, yeah.
1,000%. Yeah. I don't
agree
think. I
with
mean, I was just gonna say, can a console manage that amount? But I guess it can, with proven with Fortnite.
All I know is I'm waiting for Fortnite on Switch to be announced, and then travel days are changed forever.
Could you imagine?
Can
That's
you-
like, is
what-
that the
my-
only thing that it's not on?
Yeah. it
Yeah,
is.
but my question is this, right? Are you going to be able to put a keyboard and mouse attached to your Switch? Because if it is, then you're right. It has changed forever. But if you're playing like this, why
I mean,
not?
it's just like mobile. I mean,
It's hard, bro. No,
It'd be
thank
like
you.
playing with a controller, I guess, because the Switch controller is actually pretty nice.
I mean, it's technically still, you're still playing
I've seen-
a full-fledged game.
I've seen a quarter of a keyboard thing,
Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
and then it's the size of a mouse, and it's just WASD, and then whatever's around it. That I can get behind on a Switch, but playing the Switch like this there's no way I could play it. I couldn't be.
Old
I
age
wouldn't be
does
able to do
that.
it.
I was gonna say I just
old
got
age
a
does
Switch
that.
and the screen's
Would you play like that?
pretty big.
If I'm sitting in I mean, I'm not going to play it at home, but if I'm sitting in an airport waiting for a delayed flight, and you're telling me I could take out my Pro controller or whatever and sit there and actually play some Fortnite, yeah, I'm with that. Get a few games in, drop tilted with the boys.
with the boys.
It's no big deal. We're getting on Fortnite. My bad.
Yeah.
The stim pack, the healing and multiplayer, it's manual now with a few second cooldown.
Do you guys think that's good or bad?
Here's where I think it becomes bad. There is a specialist or a perk that lets you use the stim, and instead of it regenning like normal, it instant full heals you. So you call out Davis's one shot in the hill. Davis has that perk on.
Yeah.
He's instantly full health again. And like you play COD, we've always played COD in a certain way that like you get that kill. There's also, to add into the health thing, because this is a kind of a hot topic, there's also in your pick 10 now, there is a gear slot where you can select body armor, which doesn't protect your head, but it gives you 50 more hit points to the body. So that's like a
It looked a
mini
little
juggernaut.
annoying. Yeah, it looked a little annoying.
Like half the gameplays I watched, every other kill people were getting was on a guy with body armor. Now people are maybe testing it out or whatever, but you're getting more variables to health, which is definitely different, or used to be more prevalent in earlier CODs, where you'd have stopping power would make a difference in health because you would kill a bullet quicker. Juggernaut.
But it's bad because we always complained about those.
Exactly. There was a
Wait,
reason those
Yeah.
things were
A ton of people
took 'em
complained
out.
about Juggernaut. Everyone under the sun complained about Painkiller.
I've been playing by Juggernaut since 2006, and Painkiller, and all that extra
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So now we have body armor and we have instant healing, and it's something that it's like maybe it's a concern, but as of now, I'm just happy that we're on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's gonna be some annoyances, but there's always. I mean, if you think about how many annoyances were in Black Ops 3, and it still was a great game.
Yeah.
What bro? I wouldn't have mind if it was exactly like Black Ops 3. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, I know, but
Except for the wall run stuff.
You have Heat Wave, and you have
Those insta-kill specialists are pretty bad.
yeah, you have
Like-
like different things.
Spikes.
They seem to have like tamed out the specialists a lot. Like you still have the gravity spike guy, but it looks like it's much slower and like not just like boom.
It looks like the Heat Wave guy is slower too, because
Yeah.
he was like
It
cranking
looks like
some
it
shit
looks
out
like,
of the ground.
It looks
What
like they
that
mixed like the
is.
Centurion with Heatwave and like a Guardian from Black Ops 2. Like now you place Heatwave and it like slowly ticks and burns people around them. It looked like.
Yeah, and dude, side note, you can like take your own health away to continue the burn.
That's the burn. Yeah,
That's
it.
crazy.
He sacrifices like his own health to
Like for the team.
make
I
it
mean,
like go on longer or whatever.
That's
the hell?
crazy.
They another thing too that was cool. If you looked in the trailer, the guy used the gravity spikes, but then another specialist has like this impenetrable shield he can put up. So like
Yeah.
everyone else dies in the hill, but this guy like saw him jump and like put up his shield and like he just eats the gravity spike and lives. Like it looked dope. In the
That's
trailer.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about them barricading entrances? Because that's
Weird.
something that's never ever been before.
Imagine little
Dude.
Timmy up in a tower. He's got his little barbed wire out, and you gotta
think-
shoot that. You gotta shoot a clip and a half to get up to him. I don't know about that.
Well, I think I think it's just a glorified or a creatively done Claymore,
Maybe.
in my opinion. Like, because you can only use it in a certain class, you can only use it in certain doorways, and so
And it takes up like probably your gear slot. Or
yeah,
whatever.
it'll take you 3 games on one map for you to know every single spot that a possible, barricade would be.
I just from a hardpoint standpoint, I don't know. I just don't see it working.
Well, a lot of that stuff's probably going to be.
Yeah, I feel like they're
not
gonna
banned.
like GA'd,
Like,
say, oh, we won't use that.
To put it simply, like every ladder that I went up in any game that had a Claymore, you went like this with the ladder and then went like that because you knew there was going to be something there. And a bouncing Betty would pop up or a Claymore would go up,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, okay, now I'm here. And the guy up there would be like, oh, what? And then you'd have to outgun him. But like that.
Little
Looking
Timmy
at
up
it,
in the tower.
I'm not too worried about it. It's still funny though. Like another game that has their big announcement this week is Battlefield 5.
They're doing World War II, right?
The rumors are, and from the trailers that have come out, it's World War II, and that does not get me excited right now.
Nope.
I'm tired of the World War II
World War
games.
II. I was
Tired
World
of all
War
that
II
stuff.
out before, and then Call of Duty World War II was like that last, like, okay.
I want to see the DICE people flex with a futuristic type thing with the power of Battlefield, those only experiences. I want to see that in the future again or in modern day. Like that is where I want to see it go.
It hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, or it
I don't know if
but
I've
it's been a
ever
while
been
ago.
like excited for a Battlefield. Like I've never. There was one Battlefield that I played a lot, but that was the only one. It was
Bad
like
Company 2 was the popular one. Battlefield
Yeah, I
3
played
was
that one.
huge.
yeah.
Battlefield 1 you're talking about.
I remember seeing
Not
Battlefield
me.
3 and like literally being like, I'm more excited for this game than anything. But the PC server things were never like great. You would hop into like servers that were like battlefieldservers.com, come check us out, because they were always like peer-owned servers, so like you could buy them and host them, and like you join in it, and it always felt like I wasn't actually playing the game to level up. It was like I'm just like hopping into random servers and like
Yeah.
trying to get one that feels good and trying to join a massive game that is like my team's not getting destroyed and there's not 50
Yeah,
jets in the
yeah.
air. Like I've never felt like I've gotten a true good gaming experience from the lobby standpoint out of a Battlefield, and I'm hoping that changes for this one.
I agree with that.
But now, I mean, there's another
try.
battle royale that could be announced this week with Battlefield. Like you're telling me Battlefield's not thinking of
Yeah,
doing a
I-
World War II
Jeez,
battle
man.
royale?
A
They're not trying to
battle-
flex in that.
I think that
thing
you're
i-
going to see like a lot of AAA titles do BRs. And I think it's
We already
only
are,
good
yeah.
for BR. Like,
I think so too.
the
I
more
think,
competition, the better it is for us.
Think about Destiny. That Destiny is like primed for a battle royale with all the loots, with all the the exploration.
Shit, you're right.
Borderlands is primed for something like that too, with the
And
exploration.
you're telling me that almost every AAA developer
Grand
is not
Theft
cooking up
Auto.
something.
Dude, I've been waiting for a Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
like
GTA.
since
Tell me
they're not
since
cooking up
before
something.
H1Z, when I was like, GTA, come on.
like GTA might as well already be.
I mean, it kind of
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly.
But like, and they have certain modes that is like last man standing, but it's not the same. Like,
Yeah. Like
it's just not the same.
flying into
Like
a fake
Los
New York
Santos
City.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
And if you're watching David Vonderhaar, please allow me to spend money, okay? Please. Let me customize my drop. Let me customize the parachute that I come down in.
I want a Von D
Make it
parachute.
yeah.
Imagine
Please.
imagine if Blackout is free to play.
That would be nuts. Like if it was that separate game, I
Yeah.
don't
Bro,
think it would
we haven't
be,
thought with-
but
Imagine if Black Ops 4 you pay $60 for and it comes with Blackout, but you could also download Blackout. Like
If you don't want to play the multiplayer, you can just download Blackout.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
So here's why I think that is a possibility, is because microtransactions have now surpassed season pass stuff, and it's
Yeah.
good news
yeah,
and stuff like
that's
that.
old news.
To the point now where it's like there is more value in keeping players on your game to spend money on microtransactions like Fortnite does than anything.
Yep.
Fortnite can put up $100 million for their esports prize money for the first year.
Never before done,
That's
mind
yeah,
you.
that's insane.
Outflex the other top 18 games in 2017. They can do that because,
in eternity. Who else has come to the table $100 million?
oh well, no, I'm saying
Okay,
no one.
okay.
They literally, if you took the prize money for the top 18 games in esports last year, Fortnite just announced the same amount.
that had to have been a discussion.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you they literally went like this. They're like, how much money did we make off skins last month? 225 million in revenue.
All right.
So if we do 100 million for competition, we're good because we're going to make like $3 billion this year. Okay.
It's insane.
Add in 2 more legendary skins for this month's rotation. We'll be fine.
And you know who doesn't think that way?
Dude,
Everyone else.
You know who doesn't think that way? The people that say they're about the money.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I don't get. They say like Activision is and all the other companies are all about the money, generating revenue.
Yeah.
But they're not about that. They pretend like they are about generating revenue, but the one thing that generates revenue, like literally printing money, they're not about. So they're not about their paper.
I just think a lot of it comes down to how you look at how you look at the community, like what you do to make the community happy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
When I see updates continually happening and I see the life of the game continuing to evolve and even down to the little things like Tilted now being patched back up, like that
It's
already has me excited
It's
for
like
what the future story
it's like a
is.
living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
And other game devs just don't I don't know if they don't have the resources or the creativity, but
Yeah.
like those types of events and just changes that's something new that gets people playing, like Call of Duty needs it. Like the
It's-
old like season pass, wait 3 months and you get 4 maps. Wait, one of them's a remake, just kidding. Like you can't do that anymore. The DLC's got to be free, which is the rumor that it's going to be.
It's 1,000% creativity. I think that's where they've always won. I can bet you there's going to be some extinction level event that is not going to extinct the thing, but it's going to transport you back to the beginning of Fortnite, where there's just the 3 towns for like a drop or whatever. Like imagine you get to say. Right, in 1 year, you're gonna get to say to brand new players that I played when Tilted was Tilted and there was
There was
Dusty
no
Depot.
Tilted there,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't remember Dusty Depot, bro? I was born there.
Yeah.
Like,
Zombies.
Zombies.
Zombies is a thing.
Well, let me tell you one thing, because
Okay.
in all of this, like we said, Call of Duty definitely coming out with a BR, Battlefield probably BR. The thing with all of this is I think Fortnite's going to be fine. Like I think it would be dumb to say that Fortnite is something's gonna kill Fortnite. Nothing's gonna kill Fortnite. But if I was PUBG, I would be shaking in my fucking boots.
they've been
right
shaking for 6 months. They tried to sue Fortnite, remember?
now. No.
They were like, that battle bus
Saw-
looking
yeah.
familiar, bro.
I think they did.
They did.
I think there was.
just watched
there was
a video
some,
about it
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. So there was some sort of, one developer wanted to sue another developer, but then the developer was like, "It's my engine,
They're
bitch."
just sad.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just sad that it's a portion of their sales each time. Every time PUBG makes a sale, a portion of it goes down.
Well, and two, to like
because it's their engine.
to
Yeah.
publicly
How
do
crazy
that.
is that?
That is.
It's like, yeah, you got great. Congrats, you guys have been successful. You know that gif of that guy in the courtroom? You know that gif of that guy in the courtroom where he goes like this? That's
It's
Fortnite,
thick-
whatever.
thicker,
Epic.
thicker than oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of all
It's
of it.
literally just like the Dota and Valve and thing.
The only time I'll be excited, the most I'll be excited for another BR game is if, and I'm sure at this point it's when Blizzard gets involved on their end. When Activision Blizzard on Battle.net shows off.
Because
Blackout?
'Cause
Is that what
you-
you're talking about?
no.
Or you mean
Like an
just,
actual
no, like
Blizzard
a
made.
Blizzard like.
Oh.
Because you know that they're somehow waiting in the wings. Like they've pulled, so this is all public stuff. When they go to release it, so like there's like the certain teams at Blizzard, like teams 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're the ones who develop the different games. World of Warcraft, Team 1, whatever it is. They have been pulling off the top people from their games that have already existed to work on a secret project at Blizzard for the last year now. Where they're pulling their big wigs that have like
And
made their biggest thing, and they're like, maybe it's not a BR, but there's something getting cooked. There always is a
And
Blizzard.
for me, I don't think Blizzard is going to be like World of Warcraft BR or Overwatch BR. It's going to be a brand new title, and it's going to be a BR. And it's going to be the most colorful shit.
But then at the same time, isn't it like the most Blizzard thing ever? Like to just use all those characters they have.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
they
they've
literally
spent,
made a
like,
MOBA and we're like this. We have 3,000 characters that we can use at our disposal. Let's just make a MOBA, constantly releasing characters. Like think of that. Here's the Storm has been releasing updates with characters, and they're still like nowhere near even scratching the surface of who they can add in from their own IPs. Like
Yeah.
they can just keep going with that forever. Now, granted, I would rather it be its own unique thing, a completely different style to what Blizzard knows.
Yeah.
Just because at the end of the day, it's Blizzard. Like, you throw that in there, you throw them into the hat, bro, and they're immediately like, we've got a contender here, folks. Like, simple as that. They've
Yeah.
learned from their mistakes, I think, of entering the MOBA scene with Heroes of the Storm and the way they did that, because it obviously hasn't been successful
Yeah.
in regards to breaking into that. But They go and look at it again for a BR, and that's where I'm excited. Will I try the other ones? Will I play a Battlefield one? For sure, but once Blizzard gets into the fray, man.
My fear right now, and I've never had this fear before. I've always been a Call of Duty junkie. That's my thing. My fear right now is that if Black Ops 4 was being released tomorrow, like I don't feel like I need to get on there to play, to learn the maps, to learn the weapons, But I do have this like urge to be better at the current game that I'm playing, and I suck so bad that I want so bad to be good, So I don't know if I'm there or I'm ready to say bye to this colorful thing.
If I didn't have a history in COD, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be hopping on the game if it was released tomorrow. Like I have played so many CODs now where I know like, do I get hyped for the first double XP weekend to grind pubs with friends? Yeah, but after that I'm like, wait, why does my pub rank matter?
Yeah,
Like,
rather
I've never
play competitive.
I don't remember the last time I played pubs, man. I only played game battles. That's it.
Joining
That's where I
up
have
with
a
like
lot of fun.
Maven, who's probably already had a few alcoholic beverages, like ordering in like some food, and just knowing that I can just like mindlessly stop people and have good conversations with friends, that is awesome at the launch of a COD. Obviously, that allure then goes away when you start going 60 and 15 every few games. You're like, okay, well, this is I want to play something more competitive.
Never done it, so you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why maybe. But yeah,
But I have made you rage quit, so
you were dominant, Hector. Wow, what a specimen.
you're welcome.
But I don't know.
Did you see the clip of me when he said league play? And I was like,
Yeah. You screamed help your
Bro.
lungs. Sorry, headphones users. I watched that.
I'm gonna get kicked out of my apartment. But like, definitely, I don't know, man. Maybe I just trust Treyarch too much. And I think like competitive could be weird with all this like healing thing. Also, we didn't even mention it, but there's a grenade recharge now. So it's not just spawn up, toss a nade at the hard point, and hope you get a kill. Like you have to think about your nades now, and like they've added a lot of layers to it that I think could make competitive good. But yeah, I don't like going like 30-1 in free for all anymore as much. Like I like the competitive aspect. I'll definitely play Blackout, but I don't know about pubs, but I've been off pubs for like a while.
It's crazy. It's crazy
They don't
that
do it for me.
it's crazy the way of this podcast right now that we're doing this, and so much has happened since the Black Ops 4 reveal that I keep on going back to this like other thing that got announced. That we talked about the $100 million announcement for that.
Oh, yeah,
Because I have so much to say about that. So that's going to have to be a different podcast. But just throwing it out there so it's a snippet to what the future of the podcast. As a competitive player, okay, as a retired competitive player, think of Shroud. Do you see $100 million and then you're just like,
I have been in calls with all sorts of people in the competitive scene that I know and love, even to like Nade, Big T. Like, there are people that are considering, you're telling me right now, let's say they do 50 million for PC, 25 for PS4, 25 for Xbox.
I'm
Let's
getting an
let me just-
Xbox controller.
Let me just say something outright. And this $100 million for this next year is 25 CWL seasons of prize money. 25 years
That's insane.
of CWL prize money in one season.
yeah,
You're telling me right now
yeah.
that if they announce $50 million worth for PC, $25 million worth for PS4, that not only is an organization like Optic picking up a PC team, but
Also, an
you're
Xbox
telling me that there's
team.
not interest to have Seth Scumpy Abner lead a PS4 division. You get Seth on a PS4 division with a controller in his hand.
We'll finish that thought.
That's a whole other thing.
Let's move on to zombies.
Zombies. It's something that
$300,000 a day.
no, it's $2 million a week in prize money that they could do.
That's crazy.
They could do it.
$300,000 a
They could do a bigger event than COD Champs every week for the next year. But let's go back to zombies.
Okay.
So,
On a game that has
You-
a spectator, okay, that has
Yeah.
spectators.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Zombies. Let's hit it.
New storyline.
What the hell was that?
it was a
That
whole.
was dope, bro. I don't
It
know.
was sick, but I have no idea what I watched.
So
it was
I
like the
didn't
whole
either.
backstory, because I never played
Well, there's
zombies.
this is the thing about like this is like Black Ops Zombies ended in Black Ops 3. So that whole storyline, Rick Finn, all that stuff is done. So now Black Ops 3, although it looks like kind of crazy, like they were drinking some Kool-Aid, they transformed to like Spartacus. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a brand new like storyline now.
So-
So you don't like I would always get lost in like, okay, well, what's this character mean, and why is that a big deal? Or what's the Easter egg?
Yeah.
Like now it's they're probably gonna have a bunch of that stuff, and it's gonna be deep. But it's like starting with all new people,
Okay.
so it's kind of like a clean slate.
So have there been, because you guys have to tell me, because I've never played zombies, ever,
dope.
now that I think about it. Like, what, is there a storyline to zombies?
Yes. So
Yeah.
the Black Ops 3 one was like an 8-year built out storyline from when they first announced zombies, from when they first had them. That's why it was so big. Like,
Right.
they literally had a DLC release on Black Ops 3 of just the zombie chronicles, like of zombies
Wow.
took up more of a player base than people even realized. Like,
Yeah.
I would argue that zombies almost pulled more views on YouTube.
Dude, yeah,
than
like, just search
anything like
YouTube
pub
if
stopping
you have
and
questions.
stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I remember watching, because zombies, and this people did like it and hated it. Was zombies became basically, you didn't play zombies to live. It was play zombies to do the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Like, Easter egg
Yeah.
hunt. That's all it became. Almost. And a lot of people liked that. And a lot of people hated it. To the
could
point where the
be
Easter eggs were so built out, Davis, that like half the time in the Easter egg race, people's PlayStations and like Xboxes would crash because of how much shit was going on. Like, if you've ever watched one, I was like, the floors were on fire, you're doing puzzles, you're doing stuff in CODs that you're like, this is a COD game because it's so
Yeah.
crazy that the PS4 couldn't even handle it. It was
Yeah.
blue screen. Like, I watched Noah with like 50,000 plus live viewers, blue screen, as he was like about to be the world's first, and he freaked out.
How would have imagine that? I would have done too. And the AI, you got to think about like the amount of like thousands of zombies in line. Okay, this is the first wave. This is the second wave. Oh, here comes the building crashing down. Here comes the lava. Here comes the bus that has to pick you up to the.
Yeah.
It's impossible, bro. I can't. Too much for my brain to handle.
It is a lot. Like that's like I'll play the zombies maps a little bit and I'll be like, oh, it's really cool. Like I like the vibe, but like number one, I'm trash. Number two, like I don't understand what the hell's going on. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that like with this fresh start, I'll at least have like an idea of what the hell's going on.
I think if you remember the leaks, when there was all the leaks coming out about Black Ops 4, because there always is, one of the leaks said like, there's going to be no campaign because there was a meeting and the campaign ideas from Treyarch were so far-fetched with time travel and yada yada and this stuff, and they were just like,
Yeah.
just don't do it. Just don't even do it. It's too much. Like, let's just get away from that. I feel like this is, like, we're seeing that time travel, like, in zombies. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like there's going to be that thing
Yeah.
that they go and they get, and you plug something into it, and it transports you to that area. Like, they showed them
Yeah.
in literally, like, Spartacus Roman times,
Yeah.
and
that
then they
was
showed them
nuts.
on the Titanic.
That was
like-
crazy. Like I love
Yeah.
that stuff. I don't know.
Because
I like
they
the
like had
creativity.
swords at first, and then they had guns. It seems like
It's so good.
seems like these are the zombie defenders of the universe.
Oh,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, the
the
one
new
dude with his
ones.
fists, the one
Yeah.
huge guy,
Yeah, yeah.
like, that's a dope
That was
way to
Liv
look at it.
Schreiber. I
Yeah.
didn't look it up, but I think it was.
It's a dope way to look at it. That guy literally just like, it's a completely unique look. Like they probably were like, oh wait, what if we experiment with it not all being guns? Like that guy literally just punches the zombies and kills them. That GIF, that's like a GIF now, like a popular GIF of when
Yeah, I
the
saw
guy's
that.
walking into the room and punches the dude upside the head. And he like backflips into the wall
They
because like, it's
just,
such a
like-
powerful punch. Like people use that now on Twitter to
Just
like meme.
name the guy that gets punched, whatever you don't like. I think too, like I don't know if you guys ever played it from Black Ops 2, Mob of the Dead, the zombies maps that's in like the prison.
Yep.
They're redoing that called Blood of the Dead, and I'm hyped for that because that's one of my favorite zombie maps of all time. Like I've played all the zombies, but I don't like super get too into it. Also, I did see you can if you don't have any friends like me who play, you can have like AI. The other like 3 characters are AI, and they
They're
actually
trying to,
help
Wow.
you.
they're trying
Like,
to build
that's
out.
nutty, dude.
That is
Yeah.
really cool.
They realize that like one of their biggest failures, I think, so far with zombies is keeping more than just the most diehard zombies fans excited
Yeah.
about zombies. Like
Yeah.
they announced already, like this far in advance, like dailies almost, like get on, do this, get this challenge, do this stuff. They want people to be invested in zombies. They're doing 3 things they set off the release, like 3
Yep.
different playable things, like
Yep.
as you mentioned, Blood of the Dead, the actual zombie story.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like, is zombies? I feel like. Did you notice how many times they said zombies was just an Easter egg in World at War?
Yeah.
And now.
That's seriously what it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
but
Well,
do
it
you,
was like you
But
had
they're,
to-
they're putting emphasis on the fact that it's its own thing now.
Yeah.
But do you
Yeah.
do you think that they're like, this is our shit?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cute that everybody else is doing it,
Yeah.
but we're Treyarch, we do this
Oh,
shit.
Well, I
you're,
think,
you're
like,
insane if you don't think
that's, like-
Activision went to the Activision went to the other developers and were like,
You
you're
ha-
doing a zombies mode. They're like, but you're
yeah,
doing a zombies mode.
exactly.
Like
Like,
that's
no
how much
more-
of the player base it
no
takes
more
out.
dinosaurs. You need to have zombies.
Yeah,
and
no
like
more
even, I mean,
aliens.
what's true also is because the other like modes that like that came out like with Modern Warfare 3, like the Horde mode, like that just wasn't fun or wasn't the same.
Yeah.
like type of fun that Zombies
forgot
is.
about
Like
that.
Zombies has
Jeez.
like its own like nerd culture, not nerd culture, but like its own like subculture.
I don't think nerd is like a derogatory name or thing
No,
anymore.
being nerdy is cool
You
now.
embrace it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There was a time.
there was a time when being I
In the
grew up
90s.
I grew up at a time when being a nerd was not cool.
Yeah, we didn't have $100 million.
Yeah, we
Yo,
didn't
you know
have
what's
$100
crazy is
million.
that Pamaj tweeted something out, and I was like, damn, that is true. He's like, he tweeted out, we played video games before they were cool or something like that. And then
True.
you think about it, it's like, how cool are video games now that, like, it's,
Don't
Yeah.
talk about Pamash in front of us.
oh,
Not in front of me and him.
you guys got played, huh?
No. Hope that Canadian.
I couldn't believe you shot your
But,
You shut your rap.
But no, it's crazy, and and again, like people like Ninja transcend the space. Like
Yeah.
that will be a moment that will be looked at for forever.
Dude, yeah, that's like in gaming history, like rooted.
It's just the God's honest truth. Zombies though, does look
Looks
interesting.
cool. I'll
We don't
play
know
it.
enough
How
about it.
hard is that?
I'll try it.
Dude, for Optic plays, imagine like Hector, like you got like
Trying to figure out how to
trying
do
to
anything.
figure out the Easter egg.
to
Like,
do anything.
that's
Trying to
Zombies
get-
lost me when I had to turn on the
hilarious.
electricity. That's all I know. When I had to start turning on electricity to activate teleporters, I was like this.
Dude, yeah. If
Man,
like,
I don't do drugs, but I'm not high enough for
I
this
would,
shit.
I would watch Ego, Big Timer, and somebody else play it, and I'd be like, that looks so cool. I'm gonna go play it, and it wasn't. It was just
it's
not
like-
for me.
Well,
It
yeah,
was
it's because I could never like get the hang of like, wait, so I'm looking for an invisible item, pressing square everywhere to do a sound of something that of a character that I don't even remember what the hell they did. Like, I just never got deep into it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm gonna get deep into it this year, but definitely like I'm at least excited for a little bit of a refresh.
Yeah, I might mess around.
And I'll time travel like once in a while.
I might accidentally press it once.
So yeah, you never know.
But you're going to catch me in Blackout and in League play.
You know the gif of like the girl looking at all the long division or whatever? Like, that's me
Those-
every time I'm playing zombies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if maybe I'll touch Zombies. I'll touch it.
You'll try it.
When,
you have to at least try Blood the Dead. Like that is probably the most simplified one that will be on.
No,
on
I'll
release.
definitely. When Maven and I were at Sledgehammer, like advanced the game, helping with Codcaster and stuff. When they brought us out, we play the developer build where you have to do certain things to even access the game, like in regards to the developer consoles. And we're obviously just there for Codcaster, but Maven and I are sitting there and we're like, no one else is in the room. We see the zombies tab, so I'm like, it's like, do it. We like scroll over,
Like I
click
signed the
zombies.
NDA.
Like,
It's fine.
should I do it? He's like, yeah, let's try it. Click into it, crashes the build.
Damn.
The guy comes in, we're like, it glitched out. Yeah, something happened. I remember being there, and from the first day to the second day, we were in headquarters in the developer mode, and on the second day we had gone in, they had just tried for the first time this supply drop falling from the sky, and I remember Maven and I both being like, yo, because that's the first time we realized like people could watch you open it. Like that
Yeah.
was so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was we crashed it. We crashed that thing so many times. I tried to access stuff we definitely weren't supposed to.
You know how AW had zombies for the first time outside of Treyarch?
Yeah.
So I was at Sledge visiting before AW, and they showed us like supply drops or whatever. And then they're like giving us a tour of the studios, and we walk into like the art room, and this girl's got this gigantic zombie head like fleshed out on her screen. She turns around, she's like, "Hi guys, I'm working on zombies." And the person like touring us was like, they weren't
not
supposed to
supposed to know.
see that, and they were like, "Come
Damn.
on guys, just you don't tell anybody. You can't tell anybody."
Damn.
And we signed NDAs. I thought this was messed up, but a lot of the YouTubers that were there, they didn't say what they saw, but they all made kind of weird coincidental videos like zombies question mark. Like it was super obvious.
Wow.
I know I didn't do this.
What they did.
But pretty much everyone did. But I was like, I'm not chancing it, bro. I signed that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right, so excited about Zombies?
As excited as I probably could be.
Hitch?
yeah, same.
I'm excited for other people who love zombies.
Yeah.
Because it
Same.
looks really, really cool.
I hope that one thing that I always did play was the top-down Dead Ops Arcade. I hope Dead Ops Arcade is back in because that was really fun.
That was like a free
I never
add-on. Like how
played
crazy
that.
is that?
What is
Like,
that?
that was like just a free add-on essentially.
What
Yeah.
game is that
It was
in?
Black Ops.
Black
3.
Ops 2
It's so
and
hard to
3.
be a YouTuber.
Oh,
Now
I
I'm
know what
thinking,
you're talking about now.
yeah, I'm thinking about like how hard it is to. I mean, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's the easiest thing," but to be a creative YouTuber nowadays, like I remember making a video on secret, mode and that, and I'm thinking, I'm like, I could not be asked to do that in this day and age,
Yeah.
like to go in and dissect and and go. I just couldn't. Let's move on to our favorite topic of
Fortnite.
Fortnite. No, Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
So we have a Blackout is the announcement.
Oh.
How psyched Vonderhaar was
Dude,
during
yeah.
the announcement.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
Got
It's
me
gonna sound
hyped.
really
Yeah.
dumb, but I had goosebumps. I was like, because
Bro, we all did. Remember?
I-
Looked at each other. We're like, this
Yeah,
is
my brother was like, "Bro, I'm getting the chills." I'm like, "I'm getting goosebumps." I look at because we
Maybe-
watched it. I invited you. You didn't want to come.
dude, yeah, I wanted to stream. I was like,
Yeah. You invited me too.
I gotta stream.
So I invited.
Also, I didn't know where you lived, and I didn't want to try to figure it out because it was like starting in like 15 minutes, and I was like, I don't even know where Hector is.
All right, so I invited everybody to come out to the house to watch the reveal in the theater room, so we can record everybody's reactions. Everybody can get some content and do all that. My whole purpose going in there was knowing that I knew that I was going to hear it, that there was going to be a battle royale. If I had heard that there was no battle royale, I would have been like, all right, so Call of Duty 4 is my Modern Warfare Remastered, and Fortnite are my games, and Minecraft, and that's it. And that's what it is. Do people play Modern Warfare Remastered still?
Dude, I low key before the Black Ops hype, like I was like, I miss playing that. I want to go play that. Like, I liked MWR mostly just because I really liked COD 4.
Okay,
but-
so before getting, we were going back. It was my fault.
Bro, I'll go off.
Yeah, that was my fault. But I went in there expecting to hear it. If I wouldn't have heard it, I would have been massively disappointed.
Yeah.
But when they said your friends are dropping, I'm like, they're dropping, and then they have like the thing there.
Yeah.
I look at Jack, I high five him, and from there, like I'm still getting the chills.
Well, the way he said
They picked the perfect person
on the
to do it.
largest.
the map we've ever,
Multiplayer,
where
yeah.
you guys, where it's greatly, what did he say? Great.
15,000 times the
15,
size of Nuketown.
yeah.
Or 1,500.
1,500.
I just made that up. But,
But he said like there's parts of the map that greatly resemble your favorite maps.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, I was like, holy shit.
Summit,
Vaughn is the
Nuketown.
COD franchise.
He is, man.
Yeah.
That no one has outlasted Vaughn.
Yeah.
Vaughn through everything. All the politics that I know happens behind closed doors. And
Yes.
how he is. If you've met Vaughn, he's a pretty upfront guy. Of like, he'll
Yes.
just tell you how it is.
I told a story in my vlog today.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about Blackout, and the first time that I met Vaughn, I was sitting behind him at Machinima Inside Gaming Awards, and I was talking to Mark Lamia, who was sitting right next to him, and then this guy comes and sits down, and I'm like, and I kind of knew that was David Vonderhaar, right, like the mythical creature, David Vonderhaar.
Dude, yes.
And I wanted to make sure, I'm like, excuse me, who are you? He's like, I'm David Vonderhaar. Who the fuck are you? No bullshit. And any other person in the world would have been like, wow, rude. But I was like, man, this dude is something else.
Dude, he's literally
that night,
unfiltered.
I was like, I'm like, hey man, I'm like, chill, man. I was just want to see if you were who I thought you were, and you are. For the rest of the night, we hung out, we talked, we had a couple of drinks. I took a picture of him and Grizz, because at the time he was going through that splash. He was getting splashed from Josh Olin's comments on sniping.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that, and everybody. I made a video about Josh Olin talking shit about snipers, and then everybody else, and then
Shit
he was
about
getting a little.
quickscopers.
He was getting a little hate for that. So I understand the reason that he answered the way that he did. But we became cool with each other after that, and ever since then I've had like this sort of fandom, I guess, towards Vaughn, because he's so upfront that I've only met a few people in this world who literally tell you how it is, like you were going with that. But all right,
Same.
continue on.
That's seriously how he is.
fuck are you?
But like,
Damn.
Vaughn, and putting him in charge of that, like what could be the biggest, this could be the next zombies for COD, that every game now has a BR or whatever, like. Putting him in
Yeah.
charge of that, one, there's no other person at Activision that they would have rather had, but like two,
Yeah.
like if you've been to an event and Vaughn's there, you see he's got his security.
Yeah.
Like they have that
Dude,
for all those top people, but like at the end of the day, Vaughn is a $1 billion entity for Activision. Like he is the $1 billion
He's-
Like if
entity
Vaughn was like, this
behind.
shit sucks, peace, like everyone would be like, COD's dead. Like
Yeah,
that would be the
that's-
thing.
Like imagine Vaughn right now going and starting up his own thing to rival a COD. You're telling me that
Like
that's
doing
not pulling people to be like
some Vince
whoa.
Zampella stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanfall.
Yeah, but on the Vince Zampella topic, a lot of Respawn people that left original IW Infinity Ward are going back to.
Going back.
yeah.
They're already back.
No, I'm excited for what IW has next.
The rumor is that it's Modern Warfare
4?
which totally
Well, I mean,
makes
that's
sense.
not like. I mean, it is a rumor, but I think it's everybody. It's just like it would only make sense.
Yeah, like you have.
I feel like I
has
feel
to
like
be
anytime any sort of those announcements get made, I feel like somebody on Reddit with their
Dude.
tin caps, like pretending to know like what's happening behind the scenes and just like wishing.
Here's how I think this all went down, right? They tried to do a new IP with Infinity War. Shit. Infinite Warfare. I don't even know. Comes out, not its most successful thing. There's obviously the history of what has happened in regards to the exit of those certain people from IW to over to Respawn.
Yep.
Obviously, Titanfall hasn't been the success that it's been. And it's one of those things where everyone kind of, it's like they walk into a coffee shop and they all see each other like, hey, how things been?
Yeah, like
we should catch up.
I
And they're all
miss
like
you.
this, like, the courtroom guy. You trying to come back and build the biggest game again? And they're like, get us the fuck out of here, please. And they're like, we remember the lunchroom. Like the lunchroom at IW is the greatest. And like the kitchen, they have a
is.
full, like you go to CVS and there's all those candy bars and gum and everything. They have that in IW.
Bro, they have
full
cereal
fridge. It's the greatest thing ever.
dispensers.
Like I would work at IW as the janitor just to have access to that kitchen.
they have a ping pong table, bro.
And that's how I think it's going. Is like, let's all just kind of forget that happened. Give us another go. And now they're like, they're more mature. We've all grown.
All
Well,
I'm
I
saying is that
noticed-
if like the way you guys got goosebumps for Black Ops 3, or Black Ops 4, I'm super excited about that. But if I heard that thing,
night
if I
vision.
heard that,
No, you know what would make it even better? Davis hears that, and then I don't know where all he sees is this. The jet.
Modern
know what you're talking
over
about.
there.
It shows them out of nowhere, and then like out of nowhere, the character's like hovering in the air, like what? Like even Davis would be so tilted.
but I was saying if it was just the like you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it did the Modern Warfare
night
sound, and there's a
vision.
4 there,
No.
you would see a different me.
You know how you
that
get
day.
me amped? Is if it does that, and then at the end, it like of the multiplayer trailer, all like. So what MW2 did best, and I get chills again thinking of it, it's called a stinger I learned after my time of working at Activision Blizzard, because I was like, you guys need to do those again. Trailer, it's what Marvel does at the end of every movie, every trailer.
Oh yeah.
The logo appears, if you remember the Avengers Infinity War,
Yeah.
like, goes to black. Who the hell are you? Thor with the first time seeing Guardians and everyone got excited.
Yeah.
Like, in MW2, there was 3 or 4 distinct ones. One was the tomahawk, the guy getting tomahawked at the top of the cliff on the
Summit.
Yeah.
No, not Summit.
No, well, it was from the campaign.
The desert map.
Yeah.
no.
Whatever that
Afghan.
was.
Afghan.
Oh, yeah.
Where he throws his tomahawk at him. The other one was the sticky, where they were on high rise and they both popped up
Yep.
behind the printer. And
402.
he sticks them. They had stingers at the end of each trailer that you'd be like, yo, did you see the stick after it?
Yeah.
I can't believe
If
there's
they go
just
back to that
sticky
for
made.
MW2, and then like the last thing is all you hear is like, you see the guy like take out his thing, click, and it's like, burn it.
Oh my
Oh,
And
god.
like it goes
my
to black.
God.
You got me
Dude,
locked in.
Yeah.
the
You got
Yeah,
me
yeah,
locked
yeah.
in. Like you bring me back a nuke, give me something for that to push for it, something
Yeah.
that I'm actually excited about.
It's got to be 30 kills, though.
Bro, no,
Yeah.
I don't. At this point, I don't care how easy it is to get or hard it is to get. I'd rather a cracked out MW2 nuke tubes flying, flashy as shit, nukes getting dropped, me getting pissed that XXX Lover 37 is tactical insertion. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Give me that craziness back.
You know what? In all my years of imagining a Call of Duty battle royale, it has always been in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare format. So the M40, the R700, the Barrett, like that. I never really imagined it, and it just hit me, right? Because there's so many Call of Duties, and then you talking about the nuke and all that. It hit me that it may not be what I imagined this whole time or what I've been wishing for this whole time. I'm still gonna like it because it's Call of Duty, and I love it. But you know, in my time, in my brain, it was always that Infinity Ward, Call of Duty 4 setting where anyway, it doesn't matter. So what do you think? What are you like? Tell me one thing. Okay, one thing that if you had a choice that has to be in Battle Royale, and then I'll give you guys a moment to think about it.
In the COD BR,
Yeah. I'll give you guys a second one, and I'll tell you mine.
I mean-
or maybe I'll just tell you guys mine right now while you guys say. I think that if they can bring back, you don't know what sort of bolt rifle you're picking up. It's either scoped or unscoped, and you won't know until like you pick it up. Maybe there's a possibility for you to pick up different scopes the way that you find scopes in pub battlegrounds. Like I don't know what sort of attachments they do, but I do want there to be a clear distinction between a scoped sniper rifle and an unscoped. sniper rifle.
Wait, so you want the PUBG, like, get the red dot sight for your ACR?
To be honest, I just thought about that, so no, I
Yeah.
take it back. I don't want that there.
I don't like that either.
And that's what slows down PUBG. There was a point in Fortnite when it was getting announced that there was going to be stuff like that, and everyone freaked out. That was like back in November, and they were like, they literally had to come out with a PR post saying, "We're not adding attachments.
We
like
were
we
just
get it, we
checking."
get not to do it." I tweeted about this yesterday. Like Terrorizer tweeted, I apologize to people on YouTube, but this is the first time that I've had a game that I sign on to, and I'm excited to play with friends every day in regards to Fortnite. And I replied, and I was like, yeah, like 100% agree. Like every other game always had one little thing wrong with it, like takes too long to get in lobbies, doesn't update enough, like it doesn't always feel new, isn't flashy. Fortnite just has all of that. Like literally, I can experience something new in every game.
Right.
I need that for
Every
Black Ops.
week,
I need that for
pretty
Blackout.
much.
I need that for Blackout where like it's dope that even now you still see these Twitter clips every day. Like you can literally make a living off of Fortnite clips.
Dude,
is true.
yes, you can. Sorry, let's keep on topic because I just saw the amount of stuff that I see on a daily, brand new stuff that I see on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like some dude dropping down and setting up, dropping down and setting up walls, and then ramp.
Yeah.
Like from let's go. 'Cause let's focus. Sorry, go on. So you want to be able to drop in and experience something new.
I just need
New.
a reason why I should be excited every game I get in.
Yeah.
A reason why even when I'm in a 4v1 at the end of a game, I can say, hey, I'm going to build to the sky and try to 720 no scope a guy, because even that thought of a 1% chance of that hitting is enough for me to be like, I should still care about this 4v1 where there's a guy hiding in a bush, you know? Like, the fact that I can do that, it's not just like, oh, well, if you're telling me in COD all I can do is just shoot at the guy and kill him, like, no. I want to be able to fucking do
No
stuff.
scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Well,
gotta
the thing-
be like some cool stuff.
I just think it's not really like a mechanic or anything, but I just think it needs to be as fast as possible, because that is why PUBG, that's why PUBG's so like
Whack.
Yeah.
it's just so slow.
Yeah.
And that's why Fortnite, that's like the biggest advantage of Fortnite is that you'll see these build battles, or you'll see like if four people land in the same building, one's coming out. And
Yeah.
it's not, nobody's sitting in a corner, nobody's waiting with, I mean, people will wait with shotguns, but for the most part, you're breaking down shit and a lot of stuff is happening all at once. And that's like the cool part. Whereas in PUBG, people land in their buildings and they stay there until they have to move. And the thing with, COD, if you put everything in COD that makes COD what it is, like fast paced, like you could turn around, you could get a 3-piece. If you land somewhere or if you spawn somewhere or however it works, and you hear people around you, and you grab an ACR or you grab an M8 or a UMP or something, and you can get a 3-piece, that is what's going to be awesome. Stuff like that, like, or if you're in imagine if you're in a 1v4 situation and you get a 2-piece, like in just a regular like league play game, you're like, holy shit, I could 1v4 this. Imagine playing 20 minutes of a BR and you're in a 1v4 and get the first 2. Imagine how much adrenaline is going to happen to 1v4 for a BR win. Like,
Over and over and over
like
and over.
that
Yeah.
shit would be, like, that is where it's like, oh my God. Like, there's still going to be a space for Fortnite because it has it's
Yeah,
monopolized.
Fortnite's its own
thing.
deal, dude.
But
That's what makes
as
it.
You don't
far
think
as-
Fortnite's fast enough? I think it's like just if they speed it up a tiny little bit more, I think that we're like right
What
in
was
the
that,
sweet spot.
What was that
Oh, I think-
limited
I
mode
think
where it
the-
was like crazy?
Blitz.
I
Blitz,
think
yeah.
no,
People
because
seem
I
to
think
like
the
that.
meta for Fortnite hasn't even. I don't think we've even. Like, imagine 3 years from now, people are still playing Fortnite. Imagine the builds. Like, it can only get faster just off of its player base. Like, you don't have to make it faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for as far as it's monopolized the third-person cartoony
Yeah.
BR. Like, I don't even think.
I'm ready. Yeah.
I don't even think anybody else should even try it.
Yep.
But for the first person shooter, like fast-paced BR is still up in the air because PUBG can be taken over like that. The same way H1 was just blown over. Like
Yeah.
I think that if I was PUBG, I don't know what I would do, but you got to do something.
There's a
And
reason
you-
why Activision paid Shroud to co-stream
Oh
the
yeah.
COD Black Ops 4
Yeah.
reveal,
Like-
because he's the biggest streamer outside of Ninja especially in PUBG.
Like
And he doesn't.
VR
Shroud doesn't
related.
Mm-hmm.
even play Fortnite that often. Like he just plays.
Rarely. But the
PUBG.
times that I did play with him, like he's the only, like his chat always joked that he's the only player that was, his build wasn't good. He barely built, but his shot was that
It's-
good that it literally, that you're the same boat.
You're in the same.
Very
Well,
close.
with the RNG,
As
like
Shroud.
it makes shooting like even if you're really good, like
That's
you
the
can be
next level
you can be
you do.
good at shooting in Fortnite, but like there's still RNG with the shots. That's the one thing that like really irks me about it. So I'm curious to see what Call of Duty's version of that is going to be because
Yeah.
if you think about it, like Call of Duty, it survives on that like perfect like I shot him and he died.
I need to see it now, Ashley.
I know, me
It could
too.
be like
I need more.
Imagine you're in a 1v4 and you have 2 stuns and a nade that you've looted and a kitted out ACR.
How about this?
You could get 2.
What if you had an RC car or a helicopter or some type of kill streak
Damn,
assistance?
that's
Like,
sick.
what if you had a predator missile
Yeah.
and you just predator missile the last
How do you
guy?
now?
Or
Here's
Hellstorm, I guess,
now think about
Black
this.
Ops.
What is it? Is it do you get loot out of chest and several things pop out?
Did you see in the beginning of the trailer where they're looking in that crate?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's what
The
it would be
crate.
like.
The
It'd be like
crates?
this big crate. He's like looking for junk. So like maybe there's those little crates all around the.
I think there's
going
going
to
to be kill streaks too, though.
Imagine,
I think there is
I
gonna
do
be.
want that. I do want that.
I do want it too. I think
imagine you
if
have a
it's
silencer.
dude, yes,
my
like
God.
a
Like
silenced
from like the back, like from like
Galil.
you're out in a field or something like that. You're playing.
Imagine the
a Black
M4,
Ops.
the M4 whistle from Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Remastered. It's got a very distinct whistle. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just
Bro.
imagine you're like out in the field. You see the team running out of the zone. You're by yourself. You throw a stun at them. None of them have picked up tac mask yet, so they're standing there like this. You pop out with your silence gun. 2 dead. They have no idea where it fucking came from. You throw your nade, blow up 1. Next thing you know, swap your sniper 360 no scope.
with
No,
the DSR.
I don't know about the 360, but yes.
Well, there's also never been a BR yet where you didn't have to lead your shot with a
True.
snipe.
Oh
That's
my
why I
God.
Like just
like,
imagine
Do
getting.
you want that?
Yes.
Yeah, I want
It's
that,
COD.
but how does COD do that?
I just really do worry that it's going to be a glorified hide and seek,
Same.
which I just don't want. I don't want.
I think
I
I don't want PUBG style. Like you
Yeah.
said, like PUBG, like you get in a building,
Dude,
you
it's a
grab your
glorified hide and
shotgun, you're
seek.
like, I hope no one comes
But the
in here,
thing
but
is,
if they do, I'm here. Like,
Isn't PUBG that's so annoying? But in COD, TDM is glorified hide and seek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in
You know what
TDM I can
they-
respawn
you know
and I can
how-
get pissed for 2 seconds and respawn in Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Like if little
You gotta
Timmy's
go
hiding in a
back to
corner and I'm
the-
just dead instantly.
Okay, but if you're
Gotta
running
go
with your
back to the
team, you're
loading
okay. You're
screen, you
thinking
gotta
solos.
go.
I'm thinking team. And
Yeah.
if there's a revive, like imagine me, Blake, and George could take on any building as long as it's not like a pro player.
Yeah.
Any building full of 12 people.
Yeah.
Like, we,
I think if they keep the mist or whatever pushes the action
Imagine-
fast, then it'll keep people from.
Imagine opening up a chest, and here comes a fucking ray gun. Oh. Because it's from everything. It's every weapon you've ever
It's
experienced.
zombies
Shit.
too.
I didn't think
Yeah,
about that.
think about that.
Ray
It's every weapon you ever. Grenades. You have the little monkey. You know, you walk in and
Dude, like a disco bomb, but it's a monkey.
Imagine you're sitting there in a corner and
yeah,
it
here.
just walks out. You're just like shit.
Your character can't be controlled. He's like moving towards the monkey because that's what it did. It pulled
It's like
it
mind
pulled
control,
out.
Yeah.
and then it blows up. Oh,
It's like
dude.
your character's, you're hiding behind cover. I don't know where your character's just doing this. Like, oh, dude.
I think
It's like,
like,
no! Shit.
having I don't want it to feel like a tacked on BR. That's what I'm worried about. I want it to be its own deep thing, like Jack is saying. Like I want new content.
Yeah.
They can't just only provide content for multiplayer and zombies.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do a BR, they can't just say, okay, here's this cool mode, guys. Like it has to be supported.
Yeah.
And that is what's gonna decide if it's gonna last longer than a month.
Customization, please.
Yes.
Please, customization. Allow me to play as Ghost. Allow me to play as
Well, it's
Mac,
gotta be
as
Black Ops.
McTavish. Allow me to play like as a world.
It's gotta be like Mason.
Can I just quickly say this to all the viewers? To those that complain about Battle Royale talk, I'm sorry, but guess what?
That's gaming.
This
It's
is, this
taken
is
over
everything
gaming.
in gaming right now.
the
You could,
future.
if it's 4 years ago, 3 years ago, you're saying, man, I'm tired of these electronic card games like with Hearthstone and then
Yeah.
Magic and then Hand of the Gods from them. Then if it's 2 years ago, you're complaining about hero shooters like Overwatch, like Paladins, like that. Guess what? Right now, it's all BRs and it's never been bigger. So you're gonna have a
bigger.
blackout talk. You're gonna talk about Fortnite in some way.
Yep.
Battle. I'm saying right
Do
now.
people really complain about it? Just don't watch or change the channel.
Well, it's like people are complaining. I've seen a lot of people complain that BRs are like ruining gaming, or I'm tired of
What?
I'm tired of everyone making BRs. Like that's what people are saying, and it's like
There's
right now,
other
if you
games,
think
bro.
about this, BRs right now, other than Fortnite, are there's not even a good one yet. Like, that is insane to me. I didn't have a PC whenever H1Z1 came out, and I sat on Twitch and watched, like, I think I watched Nade, and then I watched, like, another dude play. I might have been CD in the third, now that I think about it. But I didn't know who he was back then. I watched them play H1Z1, King of the Hill, I think was what it was called.
King of the Kill.
Well, before King of the Kill, it was
Oh.
called King of the Hill, I think.
No, there was just nothing.
It was
Battle
just-
Royale. It was called BR.
It was called BR.
Yeah. It was all
So
one game.
I watched that. I watched them play it for like 6 hours because I'd never seen. It was literally like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
People were like,
Yeah.
"This game is like the Hunger Games." People were camping in bathrooms, shouting at each other on the others. Like, it was unreal. And then when I finally got a PC, the first thing I downloaded was H1 because I've always wanted to experience a BR, and it took forever to get to console with Fortnite. And now, if we're finally getting to a point where big name developers are making BR games, like, I'm so excited.
Please,
Yeah.
please take my money.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Take it all.
Fuck it, I will download Battlefield. I'll download COD.
Give
I'll,
me a Vonderhaar skin.
I'll download
I
anything.
want
I
to
would
beat him.
rock a
You know
Vonderhaar.
the guy, the bald guy from Black Ops 2? Like, the character model?
Yeah.
The bald guy from Black Ops 2? I'm pretty sure that's Vonderhaar. So
might
if he's
be.
not in, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
That should be, dude, yeah. What do you guys think about the name, Blackout? I just thought it'd be Call of Duty BR. I didn't know it'd have like a name. Do you think
I'm
it's
excited.
cool that they named it?
I think it is cool.
Same.
I think it is cool they named it Blackout.
I think it's good. I'm not distracted. No, I think I think that if we all get what we want and we have, I mean, again, when I talk about like different maps that we've experienced and then putting them all in this one big flat Earth, then what?
No, you said flat Earth, so I was like,
Yeah, it's flat Earth.
well, no, it is,
Yeah.
but what we're on isn't.
No, yeah, 100%. Has that been proven though? I'm kidding. Anyway, before we get into that, I think that's a good stopping point. Tell us what you guys are most looking forward to in the BR. We just keep it BR specific. Do we have a question from last week?
The question is,
We don't. So just
Can we
leave it down
smash
below. One of the things that you like, if you have something really unique, leave it down below. Our people who edit these videos are going to look through some of them and then pick up, and then we can pick up where we left off. And then I think next week we should really dive deep into the $100 million opportunity that is Fortnite esports or Fortnite competition.
Sure.
But that's going to do it for this episode of the Optic Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody's information is going to be in the description down below. We'll see you on the next one. Hit them with the music.